think about things. And really that's how all of this started for me. Was I really am really passionate about the schools. Those of you guys who know me know I've sat on every board, at every committee, every possible thing I could be on, because I care. My kids have already graduated from high school. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to get some sort of incentive from my family or my kids. I belong to this community, and at the end of the day, the kids that we're raising are going to be the people that hopefully are taking care of us. And I want to make sure we're raising thoughtful, educated, smart, good thinkers. And that's what I want to see on the board. I don't want to see a board that only just says 7-0, yeah, consent this, consent that. Let's not, not ask any questions. I sat with Katrina, I sat with Sandy and talked about who out there really is passionate about the schools, passionate about the kids, passionate about the teachers, but can actually think for themselves and maybe not just say, oh yeah, okay, let's go to the next step and let's accept whatever we've been handed. Somebody today I saw on Facebook had a question about why are we doing this as a group as opposed to each person being individual. And I really feel strong that part of the problem right now that we have is that our board has been there for a long time. If you start to add up the years of the people that are on that board, and it's very difficult. You'll hear from Katrina in a few minutes. It's really, really difficult if you go in as a sole voice to get your voice heard, because you're constantly being beat down, and eventually, you kind of just go with the flow. If we can get more than one person on the board, then at least we have a team and we can have some people. And these guys, let me tell you, they don't all agree on everything. And I don't want people who necessarily agree on everything. I just want people who can think and who can say, oh yeah, maybe this can be done differently. And that's the reason why we wanted to get this group together, get them in front of you, and let you hear what they have to say. So I'm going to start by handing off to Michael Schwarzmann, who is over in the Estancia area, and he will tell you a little bit about himself. Oh, thank you for coming.
Drink the wine, don't forget the cheese in the back. Michael Schwarzmann, I am in the Estancia zone. I have two little girls, 11 and 14 at Davis. They went through Davis. My 11-year-old is still there in the 5th grade. My 14-year-old is at Mesa Middle, will soon be at Mesa High School. She is going to be a cheerleader. I've seen the outfit and I don't like it at all. My wife and I are both trained as lawyers. We met at our first law firm. I am no longer practicing law, although I have not been disbarred. And I am now a numbers guy. I work for Kroll Horwath, which is the 8th largest accounting firm in the country. I do financial advisory work, which is primarily working with companies that are in distress or their creditors, working through the difficult issues that come with not having enough money to make payroll. So I am very financially adept. I understand Excel, and I understand that a 180-page budget is a little bit difficult to get through. The activities that I've had lately for the schools, I've run the largest fundraiser that Davis Magnet School has every year. That's both being the face of it, doing the procurement and doing the spending. I have dealt with the difficulties in trying to spend money in Newport Mesa, trying to take parent monies and augment the budget. It is much more difficult than you can believe. I also founded the foundation that they have there. I've been the president for 2 years. The driving force between that and again trying to spend the money, which is a challenge. I'm on the superintendent's advisory board. I think I won't be anymore. But I've been through that as well, and through that I've got to meet some great people from some of the different schools as well, and listen to their approach and the obstacles that they're hitting. And there's definitely a common theme, and there's a common problem that we're running into, and we want more. So one of the things that was mentioned was transparency, and I think that we don't have enough communication. I think that there is sort of the sense that these things get decided somewhere else, but certainly not in the public eye, and it certainly isn't disclosed to us, and we don't know why. And maybe we would agree and maybe we would disagree, but at least we need to be part of the process. That's a big problem. They decide they need SWON math again. Well, my mom's was a teacher. She's going to be 90 this year. But my brother's a teacher. Both my sister-in-law's a teacher and uncle teacher. I sort of have a sense of of teachers and trying to get them the tools that they need, and I don't think that we're doing that. My sister-in-law teaches in Glendale. They fired Swan. They have a different system that they like a lot. I don't have any idea if that system's better or worse. I haven't seen the proposals, but I have this nagging feeling neither does our board, and I think that's a problem.
Well, I happen to agree with a lot of the things Michael just said, so sometimes we do agree, but there are going to be things we don't agree with. I'm Amy Peters. I have 3 kids in the school district. I have a 6th grader at Kaiser Elementary. It's their open house tonight, so a lot of my friends aren't here tonight. I have an 8th grader at Ensign. She's going on to Harbor next year, and I have a junior at Harbor. So I've kind of been experiencing all the levels at once. And with that perspective, I've really been able to see some of the gaps and where the teachers need help. My husband and I founded a foundation for STEM at Kaiser because we've seen nationally we are not competing in science. And it was very difficult to get it through the district, even though we had science on campus and wanted to bring it to the kindergarten through 4th graders. But it's necessary. And now this year they're hiring 5 new science specialists, so they will have science for K through 6th. But what it made us see is that there are so many ways that the district is out of touch with what we're dealing with on a daily basis on campus. And they don't listen to the parents. And the school board members that are there, I'm running against Martha Fleur. She's been on the board for 25 years. I don't want to be on the board for 25 years. So that's on the record right now. I would definitely want there to be term limits. But I think that we need some current thought. We need parents who are experiencing what's going on the campuses and listen to the teachers and see the gaps in curriculum and where we can help. I think we need to do better. So thanks.
Hi, I'm Lesley Bubb. My husband, John, is here, or there. We've been married for 20 years. We have 2 children. Our son, Harrington, is a freshman at Newport Harbor High School, and our daughter is a senior. She will be heading to Stanford in the fall. Go Trees. I was a teacher. I taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade before we had children and stopped teaching to raise our children. But the last 4 years, I've been working part-time as an educational consultant. I've been working with teachers in grades 3 through 8 on how to take their curriculum to meet the needs of their students who are ready for more, and really working alongside with teachers to show them what their lesson plans can look like and how they can have a positive impact on children. And I've also been working at the Orange County Department of Ed. I teach a leadership class. It's a 2-year academy for teachers who are on special assignment. So I've been fairly active within education, and over at Harbor I was on, and still am on, the school site council. And it's really been sitting there in those council meetings recognizing some of the policies that our current board is making as not having a positive effect on our children. And some of that I think is because they don't necessarily have children anymore in the system and seeing what those policies have effect on them. One example is that health is still a mandatory class to graduate from high school, yet we're trying to promote this 21st century thinking, and we're offering a class that we don't have enough sections for. So we have students that have to take this class online or over in the summer school. We've also recognized that there's not just one path for every child, and in our school site council we've been having these major discussions about what about first-rate trade classes for our kids, and how can we get our kids excited, because not every student has that same path and that same direction that they want to go in, but we want to find ways to excite them and motivate them and have classes that actually are going to coincide with what they're learning. So within school site council, I keep looking at my campaign manager Yolanda, because she sits on the school site council with me. have worked out a way where our students now, starting next year, are going to be able to have that opportunity to work within the trades, because we partnered with a major trade school for kids who, when they graduate from high school, can actually go and work. They'll get paid and work alongside someone as they learn their craft. And after, I want to say, every 6 weeks, they go back to this major complex, and they are in a classroom for a week, and they learn even more skills, and they end up going through this 4-year process where once they graduate, they will have a sustainable job that will help them be great members in our community. And so what's starting next year is that we're going to be able to take some of those kids, and they will be able to go to Estancia, because Estancia has the facility to have the kids learn these different trades. And they'll spend a couple of classes there, and then they'll come back to Harbor, where they'll take all their main core classes. So they're still a part of our high school. But what stands out to me is that it takes the parents and the teachers and the principals to understand what these kids really need, and why is it that our board is not the one recognizing those needs. When we heard from Amy and Michael and the things that they're doing in their schools, and the things that our teachers are doing in our schools, and I would like to see a board that begins to really listen to our teachers and our principals, because they are the boots on the ground, and work on implementing programs that are going to help our children be successful in whatever way that is. Because at the end of the day, we want successful children who are going to be contributors in our society. And whether or not you have children that are in these school systems or not, every child's education affects all of us. So I would encourage you to talk to everyone you know, and get them to spend more time with Amy and Michael and myself, so that we can share more of our vision with you. We only were given a few minutes, so we are trying to keep it as brief as possible and follow the rules. But we'd love to talk to you. We would love to be in your homes if you want to have your friends over and we can talk to them. We all have Facebook accounts, and you can reach out to us on Facebook or email. All right, so thank you for coming.
Thank you, Lesley. Aren't they amazing?